it turned out okay though. Hey, what's up?
Evening, everybody. Just a
Oh
couple.
Lord.
Let people drift in here and get their notifications if they're getting them. We all know how that shit goes.
Oh yeah, but didn't Meta say they were sorry about that though?
Who? What?
I said, didn't Meta say they were sorry about all that?
Meta? What do you mean?
So Meta is the company that owns Facebook and
Oh,
Instagram.
yeah. I got you. Well, yeah, they're sorry now because, you know, the
They got
person
caught.
in charge don't put up with their shit.
Right.
I mean, basically, they're fair weather, whatever you want to call them, Well, just to kind of give people an idea of what the hell is going on with our title tonight, we'll keep it kind of simple. Uh, as everybody knows, Doge, Dodge, whatever the hell you want to call them, they're putting boot to ass, which is what they're supposed to be doing. But there seems to be some unforeseen or issues rising up from it. We'll get into that a little bit later. But real fast, let's go over the boilerplate shit that, those that probably shouldn't be on the internet unsupervised need to be reminded of. Anything that we say on this channel is for entertainment purposes only. If you do not understand what that is, grab a thesaurus or Webster's Dictionary or ask your nanny. That being said, fact check us if we say something. This is two or multiple individuals that are like-minded discussing whatever happens to be on our mind that day. It's our opinions. Again, we encourage you, do your own research, and you don't have to agree with what we say. That's cool. I'm down
Be
with
a
that.
free thinker.
Yeah, but understand, I don't have to agree with what you say either. If you're offended, then my suggestion is back the fuck out of the channel as fast as you possibly can. Grab a hot pocket on the way to your basement and start sucking on your thumb or something. I don't know what to tell you because this ain't it. Find a safe space. That being said, thank everybody for being here. We hope to at least entertain you for the next hour or so. We will discuss a few things that probably piss some folks off. We will see. We definitely strive to do that. Other than that, we're going to get the ball rolling in a couple minutes. Saxman, how's things going in your end of the world?
Oh, just absolutely wonderful.
Okay.
It's been a day, man. It's been a day.
Yeah, I can understand that. I got to spend part of my morning at the tax person's house or office. That was great.
Oh yeah, that's yummy.
You love, you know, seeing how many ways the federal government is going to try and tax you on what you've already been taxed when you were taxed before you got taxed.
Right.
It just got to love that taxation without representation, folks.
Yeah, it's taxation is theft.
It is, and our forefathers kind of lost their shit over what was it? A couple percent,
2 or 3%. Yeah,
yeah, it was
depending on the
tiny amount, and they lost their shit. And we allow ourselves to be bent over the guardrail every year.
well, as your favorite one of your favorite presidents, not necessarily yours, but said, that's the price for living in a civilized society.
No, it's not.
Is that
No.
they can tax you coming and going, living and dying.
No, I'm going to disagree with that. No, I'm sorry. That dog doesn't hunt. That being said, let's dive right into our Got Doge title tonight. Like we were talking earlier, Doge is doing a great job thus far. Trump is living up to the promises he made, and we are every day uncovering more dirt on these crooked ass, bottom feeding, parasitic politicians in DC and around the country. The thing that really is upsetting is it seems to me a lot. Well, we'll get to this in a minute. There's some things that are happening behind this that there should have been some kind of, what's the word I'm looking for?
A little bit more oversight.
Yeah, some oversight, some kind of safety net put in place to prevent what's happening from happening. We'll get into that a little bit later. The thing I'm really enjoying is the fact they've uncovered the 150-year-old taxpayers, the ones that apparently are the predecessors to Nancy and Mad Maxine Waters' voodoo priest that keeps them alive.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get in touch with those people. Either they're the fucking vampires, one or the other, because I'm not really clear. I didn't realize we had that many fucking people living in the country that were over 100 years old and getting a tax return.
Oh, yeah.
Props to them. I mean, that's some good genes. Jack and Jim, not ignoring you. I mean, perfectly good point. I'm hoping that we see something change about how the income tax is done, because this is ridiculous. I'm right there with you. Going back to what I was saying, the 150-year-old taxpayers, I mean, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's great. And did you see, I know it's on a sidebar, but I've got to give props to Marjorie Taylor Greene. MTG is getting in the ass. Did I see correctly that they yanked Omar off whatever fucking subcommittee she was on?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, they've been gunning for it for a while now, so it wouldn't surprise me.
I thought, let me double check, because I don't want, I mean, good news like that, I want to tell, make sure I'm spot on. Yes. Let's see here. Where is it?
Yeah, removed from foreign affairs.
Did it actually happen, though?
Let's see.
Because it's dated February 2nd, 2023.
Oh, yeah.
So let's go to her actual Minnesota 5th District website. There you go. Here we are. I mean, I'm sure that the folks in Minnesota are just so proud to have this dumb bitch as their, representative. Of course, they keep,
Well, yeah, they keep rehiring her, because that's where, the Obama administration dumped tons of her folks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she's got an upper hand there.
Well, she was removed from the foreign affairs, which I think that's freaking great. But it doesn't really say a lot about it. But from what I'm understanding, she was pulled from the foreign affairs, and she's trying to spin it like it amplifies her voice. No, it just shows you're a fucking crook, and that you basically are supporting a foreign power while elected to do things for your constituents here in the States.
Right.
That's not how it works. And, I think her ass not only should be censored, I think her ass should be shit canned. And if they can, I mean, they need to climb up her with a microscope up her ass and all her shit and see if they can find anything where she's giving money to any illicit organizations and they need to charge her. Send her ass to fucking Gitmo.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if one of us was doing this shit, we'd be on the 24-hour news cycle, and we're white supremacists, we're neo-Nazis, we're Hitler Youth, we're, fucking pick a title.
Right.
We're European whatever,
Oh
but
yeah.
because she wears a towel on her head and struts around as part of the 5 retards, then we got to come up with, what was she called, the gaggle of 5?
The gaggle.
Let's call them the gaggle of 5. How's that?
Yeah.
That sound good? The gaggle of 5? I think that works, unless somebody can come up with a better title for them. But yeah, I mean, they need to shit can her. And Jack and Jim brings up a good point about AOC too. That's another one that's a fucking dumb as a bag of damn stale French fries. She needs to be burned too, because she's just as bad. She's sitting there trying to encourage and educate people on how to avoid ICE. That's federal charge right there.
Oh yeah. Well, Homenard's already said I'm going after her.
Yeah, they need to nail her ass, and then they need to censure her and shit can her, because there's got to be something. And I'm no political historian or any of that bullshit, but there's got to be something when you take an oath, where, because you took an oath when you got elected, did you not?
Yeah, defend the Constitution.
So somewhere in there's got to be something about what's the word I'm looking for?
Culpability for your actions.
It's not culpability actions. It's like something with the enemy. Providing
fraternizing with the enemy,
providing comfort to the enemy, or something like that. Because technically, if these are illegal immigrants, what she's doing, in effect, is out there for all illegal immigrants to benefit from, correct? Because she's going to do it on the internet, because she's a keyboard warrior.
Right.
She's too dim to stand in public and do it, at least in front of a bunch of people. Not unless they're handpicked, from the wherever blue shitholes around her she's got.
Yeah, Soros's people.
Exactly. So by doing that, it seems to me there's got to be something she's violating where they can shit can her too. Because they both need to be gone. And all these damn politicians that are throwing these fucking hissy fits, do something to interfere with the fucking enforcement of federal law. And we're going to show you just how big the fucking boots are that we wear when we shove one of them clean up your ass as we prosecute you.
Yeah.
That's what needs to happen. You need to go after these people that think they can run their fucking mouth and nothing be done. It's time to put the money where the mouth is and put boot to ass.
Oh, yeah.
Start teaching some people some fucking respect. Because, see, the difference is when Bedshitter was in office, he tried to run all the patriots and all the God-fearing Americans into the ground. He tried to destroy us. So they would be propped up by the welfare state for life. They'd never get voted out.
Yeah.
So by doing that, we're in charge now, and all that crooked shit you did, we don't got to do any of the crooked shit. We're just going to come at you with what we've got in place. We're going to use the law and burn you. We don't have to we don't have to weaponize any federal branch. We're just going to enforce the law.
Right.
And watch you dance around that, you dumb bitch.
Exactly.
The time's come, I know that somebody brought up to me, and I don't remember who it was or where I saw it, but it may have been when we were talking earlier, maybe yesterday or something. At some point, Mad Maxine was throwing a fit because something about, what was it I heard? Something to do with she wanted to know what Doge had found. and she made the statement on camera that
Oh
she
yeah,
had on her
right.
or had on them. It's like,
We don't know what they got on us.
so if you're dumb enough to get on national TV and make a fucking retarded statement like that, that just reinforces why you're a career politician and part of the fucking problem.
Oh yeah.
I mean, prove me
And
wrong.
yeah, and then you got Bernie Sanders the other day when they asked him, well, should we have term limits? Since we have all these, 70 and 80 and 90-year-old people in Congress and Senate, and
Oh hell no, he about
we have term limits. They're called elections. Okay, but you want to term limit the president, but not you.
yeah,
Okay.
because that's how they make their money.
Yeah.
And see, they're sweating bullets now because if Doge gets into their tax records, because see, here's the thing. Doge is going to go after the tax records, and they're going to try and hue and cry and fight it in court. But see, they took Trump to court with a nothing burger and got the Supreme Court to say, oh yeah, you can release, you can see the tax records. Well, if you did it to the fucking president, what makes you think that you're exempt?
Yeah.
He's the top office, you dumbass. So yeah, if he had to surrender all his shit, you can bet your ass, your crooked ass, going to have to.
Rules for thee, but not for me.
J&J, I thought he had brought up wanting to impose them, but the problem is he can't do it. I don't think. I might be wrong, but I don't think he's got the power to impose them. It would have to be a vote, and the swamp ain't gonna vote for themselves to have a term limit. That's like them saying they're gonna let us vote on whether they get raised. It ain't gonna happen.
Or let us vote on where our tax dollars go. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
No, they don't. That's why they're losing their shit now, because the USAID, that was their slush fund for all the crooked shit and money laundering and everything else. And there's just so much shit going on that, and Doge just keeps finding more and more.
Yeah, so there was another guy. I'll have to look it up. I'll post it later. But yeah, it was a reporter asking a congressman, "Well, don't you think the American?" No, it was an ex-USAID worker, and the reporter is saying, "Don't you think the American public has the right to know where their tax dollars are going?" And he says, "Absolutely fucking not." And the guy is kind of taken aback. He's like, "You don't think so?" Absolutely fucking not.
Okay. Well, that's why he's a former employee.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Now, let me just put some shit out there for people, and you can call me conspiracy theorist, whatever. I'm cool with that because so far I'm like 5-0. Okay. and my tinfoil hat, I have to get resized periodically because I'm right so damn much. That being said, people need to understand all this shit came out about them wasting money back in like the fucking 80s, if I remember correctly. And yes, I know that dates mean I just don't give a shit. I just get saltier as I get older. But you got to understand, when you see where money's being wasted, and let's say you see an $800 toilet seat, okay? You need to understand that they didn't spend $800 on a toilet seat. You need to understand that the money was paid for, a PO was charged, and that's what it was charged. But that was kind of like, think of the toilet seat as being a shell company, for lack of a better term. There's things that the federal government, and I'm not saying that there's not a lot of corruption. Please do not take this that way. But back in the day, the federal government would fund things that the public wasn't supposed to be aware of, or we didn't have clearance for. They didn't want a paper trail justifying how they were paying for it. So think of things like DARPA, the CIA, Black Sites,
Contra, yeah.
All that shit, that money came from somewhere. And Somewhere back in the past, they figured, well, the way we finance this is we'll funnel the money through another department and siphon off of that so there's no paper trail.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that I necessarily agree with the way it's done, but you need to be a realist and understand what is being done, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah. I mean,
You
you've got
know,
USAID that is doing the job that the CIA used to do.
yeah,
You're funneling money into other places to affect their elections, their culture, their shit
yep.
like that. We have no business over there.
No, we
We
do
have
not.
we have, we have no business anywhere other than this hemisphere, and we need to stay in this hemisphere
Yep.
and protect the shit out of it. But this is ours. Just stay away.
Um, you got to think. Uh, there's some things the public doesn't need to be aware of.
True.
There's some things the public was aware of. They would lose their shit, and social services break down like in 24 hours. I'm not going to go into detail about it. Everybody here's got more than 30 IQ points figured out. Whether it's asteroid research, how to repel a meteor or whatever, to um, technology that's not from here. Now, you can call me whatever you want to call me. That's fine. I'm cool with that. I have my belief, and I'll stick to it. Um, and we'll just leave it there. There's things that our government does on the behalf of our nation's defense or whatever to keep us up here,
Right.
because some of the things they're doing, they're trying to do to stay ahead of other powers around the globe, because they don't want to be taking a back seat or be on the on the learning curve of some advancement, however they're making it,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. And some things, if the like I said, if John Q. Public knew about it, they would lose their shit. Um, I forgot all about that, dude. Bigfoot. Yeah, that's a whole nother segment right there. I've seen some bizarre shit about Bigfoot. But we're not gonna get into that because then everybody will really be flipping out with their tinfoil hats.
This is true.
But yes, we could have a whole segment just on Bigfoot. Um, but that being said, getting back to the whole Doge thing, there's some unexpected things that are happening that I've seen in the past. I've actually seen it in my own life, but I didn't work for the federal government. Um, the problem is when you start implementing these massive layoffs because you've got a bunch of fucktards living off the teat of the government because they've been allowed to do it, and it's to ensure that the politicians enrich themselves through money laundering, basically.
Yeah.
And insider trading. That no, while the okay, I'm gonna play Doge for a minute of the Forestry Service. Okay, okay, I'm Doge. I say you need to lay off 100,000 employees. Okay, so Sax Man, which employees are you gonna lay off?
Well, if I were a smart man, I'd be laying off the supervisors. I'd be laying, well, not necessarily supervisors, but top management, people that know where money goes in the organization, because those are the people that mismanage it.
But since
But
this is not a Hidden Valley Ranch commercial,
yeah,
who are you gonna lay off?
well, you're going to lay off your hourly workers. You're going to lay off all of these employees that have worked hard for you for years. Some of them. Um, That way, not only get rid of that hourly pay, you're not having to some of these folks that haven't reached their G whatever level, and you don't have to pay them, their retirement and stuff like that. You get rid of those.
There you go. So let me break that down. What happens when you have these big entities that have a lot of employees and they're told they've got to trim the fat? The intention is good. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go in, you're supposed to get rid of all the people who are there basically sucking off the teat of whatever department that is and are worthless as two left shoes on a cross-eyed French whore. They don't do that because they're probably related to one of the administrators. Or they cut the grass, or I don't know, something. You go after the people, like he said, who are in upper management, that are the ones who are playing games and don't really work. They just have an assistant to an assistant to an assistant that's an assistant to the assistant. You go after those people. You go from the top down because this is where the money's being wasted. Not necessarily, I mean, I'm not saying there's not waste on every level, but it starts at the top. And that's where it's worst. So what happens is they go and they throw their workers under the bus as cannon fodder. And they do this in a way so that to Doge or the federal government, look, we shaved 100,000 jobs. But what they don't tell you is we shaved probationary employees, or we shaved new hires, we shaved, the workers that maintain this, that, or the other, and we've taken that responsibility and dumped it on their field supervisors or things of that nature. What they've basically done is they've gutted the service that was provided for whatever arm of the government that was. So let's take Forestry Service, for instance. We'll get into some other divisions of government, but we'll use Forestry Service. You gut all the rangers. All the guys are down there on the ground, clearing trails, cutting grass, maintaining the area where you camp, shit like that, right? You gut all them. So now, when you want to go to the park with your family, there's nothing's maintained. It's all fucked up. You got one or two guys trying to maintain hundreds of acres. Crime gets out of control because you ain't got nobody there hanging out because you ain't got no fucking employees. Right?
Yep.
So this is what you're getting because the upper management is keeping their positions. And they're throwing all these guys under the bus because they want to keep sucking on all that money. So you don't really, you actually make it more ineffective by doing that, and the end user, the fucking taxpayer, gets the shaft on both ends. Not only do you get the shaft because you're paying taxes which pay for all this. What's up, Cat? Long time no see. But when you go to use these facilities or these parks or whatever, it looks like they've been fucking abandoned, and it's going to be the next site they filmed oh
yeah, I mean, they're going to be abandoned
episode or something,
right? They're going to be abandoned, or they're going to be closed down
or tore up.
Yeah, so your public lands, the stuff that you're already paying taxes for, these lands, that are designated as public land, are American taxpayer land.
Exactly.
And you've fucked us over because you got rid of the people that actually do the boots on the ground work, and they're not just going out and maintaining, but you're talking about park service firefighters, stuff that's actually going to be affecting burning, stuff like that. Prescribed burns. I mean, it's what should have happened is they should have gone in and said, okay, managers, okay, upper management, here's your buyout, take it or don't and just get fired. And we're going to start looking for ways to clean it up instead of just saying, get rid of the fat, don't care, and like I said, I don't know how it was done, but apparently it was done pretty damn shoddily.
Yeah, and let's go back to the buyout. Remember they offered the buyout a little while back, and it was like, here's the amount, deuces. You can take it, and you're out. Well, that's a twofold problem because apparently the federal government has outsourced everything to fucking Iron Mountain, if anybody's familiar with that. And they operate out of a closed, some kind of mine. And they've got rows and rows and rows of everything on paper. All the records, anytime somebody retires, whatever, it's all processed through there. Well, so many people took the buyout that there's now months deep waiting list for those people to retire because Iron Mountain can't process them fast enough.
Right.
Because they only can process them in a month. Okay, I got problems with that. Now, there's some other intricacies with that stuff that I don't have all the data on, so I'm not going to speak to it. But this is just one example of how a good intended cutback in the government is going to basically burn the workers. Now, I'm not saying you don't need to cut, but I'm saying without any federal oversight and any kind of safety net to keep the administration from doing exactly what they're doing. Because what should happen, okay, if I was the federal government, if I was Trump or I was Elon Musk or whoever, and I found out this bullshit was going on, this is how they were meeting the numbers, I would step in and I would fire everybody in top leadership straight off the top. They're gone because they were all complicit in throwing people under the bus to keep their ass in power.
Right.
Their ass would be gone. Then I would put I would raise up somebody within the organization that seemed like they were halfway right and not, crooked as shit. I'd raise them up into a temporary position to oversee it with somebody from us there, like holding their hand to make sure they don't get turned into another damn parasite. And we would go line item by line item in that division and lay fucking people off that way.
Yeah.
See, because they didn't do that on the front end, a lot of people are getting fucked. And what this is going to do, it's going to make people upset with the administration, their job. It's going to put a lot of people in very dire positions if they don't have money to fall back on. And after 4 years of bed shitter, who's got money to fall back on?
Right.
I mean, he tried to destroy the middle class single-handedly, him and all his damn cronies and whoever was running him. It's something to consider. And I hope that the administration realizes the shortfall here and they do something to do a stopgap and stop it from being done the way it's being done, because it's not fair to the workers.
Right.
Now, we need Doge. Absolutely. I'm not about to say we don't. We need them. We need them to go balls deep into all these criminals. And like I said, handle shit. But do it to the people who, here's the thing. If you're a politician and you're getting enriched off the backs of the taxpayers, my philosophy is that you stole all that. That's RICO. All you fuckers are in cahoots. So all your shit needs to be seized. All the way down to your kids' fucking college fund, asshole. Take it all. And put your ass in prison and let them live in fucking government housing.
Right.
What's good for the fucking goose is good for the gander. And maybe you can elect some shitbag like Ilhan Omar to be your fucking representative.
Yeah.
Just saying. I don't know what to tell you.
No,
But,
that's right.
This is the blue fucked up utopia you wanted, and now those hens have come home to roost. And yeah, the piper's here. Time to pay up.
Right.
Um, I mean, I'm sorry. I there's no way you can get me to have any empathy for these criminals. None. We need to go scorched earth on their ass, and we need to make examples of them so it doesn't replay itself down the road. I'm not talking about doing anything illegal or immoral or hurting anybody. I'm talking about using the full letter of the law and throwing the book and the kitchen sink at them.
Oh yeah. I mean, to the lives and livelihood that you know Pelosi, Schumer, um, Biden, that these people wreaked on the country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, throw the freaking book at them, man.
I mean, I would pay for the alcohol and popcorn to watch them be hauled off in fucking orange jumpsuits
Yeah.
because they're all crooked as hell. The ones that are screaming the loudest and talking about Elon won elected and this, that, and the other, they're the ones you need to be following the money
Oh yeah.
because
I mean,
they're so deep in the corruption that you're about to wrinkle their shit. And here's the thing: they talk about Elon and Doge was created and all this other bullshit. Let's just step out there for a minute for those of you who do not know. Doge is a department that was rebranded that Obama's Maximus put in place. The Second Coming, your favorite motherfucker from Chicago.
oh yeah.
He created it. But it was some oversight bullshit to fix Obamacare because it was all fucked up. So when Trump came into office, Trump said, well, you know what? I got an idea. And they took that department, rebranded it, and they're using it to do something about all the crooked shit. So if you want to be upset, wingnuts, ride your ass out to Chicago and have a talk with Barry.
Yeah.
Tell him how upset you are.
Nah. Honest to God, I think they should have gone
Just
after.
make sure Big Mike's not at home because Big
Right.
Mike don't like visitors.
Yeah, they should have gone after the Fed way before, you know, Forest Service people.
Well, that's not the only place they're going after. I mean, I'm just using the Forest Service as an
Oh,
example.
I know. I'm just
Um,
saying that the Fed should have been like a huge, big, shiny, target up there. Um, shit, the Fed, the FBI, uh, BATF, all those fun agencies.
right. I mean, I'm just sitting here looking at wow. Sorry, I was reading an article on the Forest Service. Now here's the thing: like they're doing the same thing to the IRS, laying off probationary workers. Okay, notice I said probationary workers. That's what they're doing. They're classifying people as probationary if they're not already. That's how they're doing it. They're classifying people under a category so they can use them as the cannon fodder. Okay. I saw this happen when I was in the workforce, and what they did is they reclassified the support personnel under central office so that when they were told to get rid of central office personnel, guess who they shit canned?
Mm-hmm.
The support personnel. They
Yeah.
got reclassified. We all got axed. And there was nothing to do about it because, again, when you're dealing with who you're dealing with, you've got to weather the storm. You either got to find another position or you get to enter another sector of the workforce and try to make ends meet.
Right.
This is not a new tactic. This is what most of your, I can't say private sector, but I can say government. Your government will do shit like this. Because again, most of your corruption is not at the worker level, it's up in the ranks in command. Whether it's administrative, secretarial, whatever, usually your top dogs, they're the most corrupt. And then the people under them, they're lieutenants and shit, they're corrupt and they've got their assistants or their assistants or assistants, and it just gets out of control. And that's where all your money's being wasted right there.
Yeah.
You know, so just understand that while Doge, their intent is noble, Trump's intent's noble. Somebody needs to tell them, look, guys, while what you're trying to do is great, the wrong people are getting fucked.
Right. Well, maybe that could be something that, could be remedied hopefully fairly soon if enough of them get together and make their voice heard. Not just on TikTok and Instagram, but I mean, formally heard.
Right. Well, I mean, again, there needs to be some kind of safety net put in place, and there's not, and that's my only issue. But going back to the IRS, here's the thing: the IRS is a lumbering machine that is there for one reason: to fuck the working class. That's my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. That's up to you.
It's a militarized collection agency.
That's it. It's if you don't pay your money to the IRS, they not only will throw your ass in jail, they will take everything you fucking have.
Yeah.
Okay. Try and not do it. There's two things in life that you've got to do to exist. One is breathe. Two is to pay taxes.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong. I'm here all week. But that being said, I have zero problem with them going after the IRS because they're, like I said, they're a lumbering bunch of fucktards. You got some people there that may honestly be doing their job, just doing math. Okay, great, that's fine. But there's a lot of things you could be taxing or going after or investigating, but it's always seemed to be the person that forgot to include that 1099 from that refrigerator they sold.
Right.
It's never the dude who, was laundering money and got 900K here and there that it's tied up in the Cayman somewhere and, he's riding around in a damn Maserati. It's okay.
Yeah.
That's Pelosi's grandson. But yet, let Saxman or myself, forget to put in some interest off an IRA we forgot about that we cashed in 9 months ago because we're about to lose our fucking house. Oh, we're the ones you want to damn investigate and do a proctology exam on, trying to catch us in something.
Right.
That's where I've got a damn problem. And I don't know. I mean, you remember back when Obama's Maximus was in office, but does anybody remember him going and buying shit tons of ammunition for all these government agencies?
Oh, hell yeah. The United States Post Office, the IRS.
IRS. And here's the thing. Not only did he buy ammo, I believe, did he buy the IRS P90s?
Yeah.
What the fuck does the IRS need a P90 for? Just to give you an idea what P90 is, for those of you who are not gun people, it's a F&N, basically a submachine gun that will be rifle rounds, holds 50 rounds. It's about that damn big, unless it's got a barrel on it. And they used to use it in a sci-fi show. They have them.
Oh, yeah.
Look it up. But why do you need to get a $2,000 submachine gun for IRS agents? coincidentally, that fires a round that standard body armor will not stop.
Right.
I'm here all week. Um,
And where is that ammo?
you do have a good point about Cash Patel. If he gets actually confirmed this week, I hope he does. If he gets in, he's going to climb up in some ass, and I think that'll be great. It'll be good to see people shitting themselves once he gets in charge, because he's not going to play. You're already seeing heads of different departments, like was it Social Security? The head of Social Security, she bailed.
Yeah.
A bunch of people quit
Sure,
because they're citing, oh, Trump's doing this, I'm leaving. No, the reason you're leaving is because your corrupt ass was in league with the former administration, letting all this shit go, and you're GTFOing before they start climbing up in your ass and prosecuting.
Don't you know that the digital paper shredders and the regular paper shredders have been working overtime since November?
Oh, you know it, dude. They're probably having to get on Amazon and order new ones.
Right.
Burning them up. I mean, there's so much government fuckery we've had going on for the past, I mean, let's just be honest, 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been getting lied to and shit on nonstop. Now, when Trump was in office the first time, his intentions were good, but he was surrounded by people who were fucking him over. His own party was trying to kill him. Not literally, but there was a lot of knives stuck in the back. And so he got caught unaware. He got led down paths he shouldn't have been. But see, what happened was he got to go away for 4 years and lick his wounds. And you can say what you want about him, but the only reason somebody of that caliber, and I'm not saying Trump's perfect by any means, but the only reason somebody of that caliber will go through that kind of persecution and getting screwed on the daily and drugged through the mud is because he truly believes in this country.
Yeah.
There's no other reason, because he doesn't need the fame. He doesn't need the name recognition. He's already got that. Why would you subject yourself to that kind of criticism and stigma and harassment and just everything all day long? I mean, look at The View. That's all they know how to talk about.
Right.
Not that I watch The View, but you get it. There's so many people got TDS, and they've had it for 8 years.
Since 2014.
Shit, they've had since 2016. I'm saying so many people got damn TDS, and they still think he created a fucking insurrection.
Yeah.
You can't reason with people that stupid. They've drank so much of the damn Kool-Aid and ate so many damn hot pockets that they're lost. They're going to be on welfare in their old age, because they're not going to be able to do nothing, because they're going to be blaming everybody else for whatever goes wrong. They're not going to be productive members of society. So I'm just saying.
All right.
But now that he's in office, he came in knowing what was going on, and he's hell bent on fixing things because he doesn't want to leave this country to what it. I mean, look what happened. How bad it was for 4 years, guys. I mean, look at what we endured. Look at the shit that they tried to force upon us from these, I'm going to call them red flag emergencies, such as running out of eggs, the bird flu, this other bullshit, Eastern bovine butt fuckingness or whatever, where they kill a bunch of damn cows. I mean, anything they can think of to try and cause the middle class and the backbone of this country to cave in on itself, they tried to do.
Oh yeah.
Look at everything we've endured. Okay. And let's don't forget about, it's okay to have 832 genders and wear tuckables and be a dude in a women's locker room and, compete against them in sports.
That's just fair, man.
I'm going to tell you like this. If my daughter was in a sporting event, God save the sick fuck that thinks they're going to get in there and A, either compete against her or B, go in her locker room and change with her.
Right.
If I can't get to them, I'm going to hire the biggest, meanest fucking kid in that damn school to beat the living shit out of that son of a bitch and pay his bail money.
Right.
Now, before the brown shirts at YouTube start running to dial the bat signal and shit and calling up the commissioner, I'm not encouraging anything. I'm not telling anybody to go out breaking laws or anything else. I'm saying if I was a parent and put in that position, okay, it's a hypothetical. Look it up if you're not sure what that means. Because I don't want us to get flagged for no shit. Everybody's here. Everybody's grown up. You heard what I said.
Yeah.
Anybody that's worth a shit as a parent, whether you're a single parent or not, and you goddamn kids or grandkids, you know exactly where I'm coming from, especially if you got a daughter.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to throw some shade on all the guys out there, myself included. When you were a fucking teenager and you were around girls, there was only one thing on your mind.
Studying.
Yeah. You were studying, all right, but you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Don't try and tell me that you can put a kid, a damn, either a man or a fucking teenager in a room full of girls. No, I'm not going to buy into it. The motherfucker needs a permanent limp.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. And or possibly make him into a, what were the people when they got the nuts cut off in the Middle Ages?
Eunuchs.
Eunuchs. There you go. If he's not sure about his damn gender, we can fix that. He can piss squatting for the rest of his life. He wants to wear a tuckable. Be ugly as shit, but hey.
Hey.
And
It is
again,
what it is.
brown shirts, I'm not telling anybody to go out and do anything. I'm just voicing an opinion. This is two guys having a conversation. So cool your jets. Go get you another latte. You'll be all right. J&J, I get it. I've got a bunch of granddaughters, and I've got a daughter. And Papa don't play that.
No.
I'm just saying. I'm the kind of grandfather that when my kids are here, my grandkids are here, when they go home, their parents have to deprogram them. Because they come back with so much shit I've taught them or they picked up. And I'm proud of that. I don't care if parents like it. Because somebody's got to have the brass to tell them how it is, not hold their hand, and make them have a voice.
Right.
All this bullshit of coddling your kids in this day and age, you better wake the fuck up because they're going to be doormats. You can be cordial, you can be professional, you can have manners and respect, but you also need to be regarded as a free thinking individual.
Yeah.
So, I firmly, I rail about that shit with all my kids and grandkids. I just think it's one of those things you've got to teach them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Or else they will always be a target. Now, sometimes they take it to heart too much and they kind of go looking for a problem. But that'll all balance out. So I'm just saying. I know we kind of got off subject there, but it is what it is. But yeah, I really hope that when Cash Patel gets in there, he reels some things in. And I hope that they get a handle on Doge and start looking at how these different organizations are doing things, because it's only hurting the workers, and ultimately it's going to hurt the taxpayers, because things that their taxes are being used for are going to be, in more disarray. I mean, think about this. If they start cutting all these different branches, now you already know about the Forestry Service, the IRS, I could care less. I don't give two shits. It's just like when they're belly aching about laying off all the inspectors. Well, these inspectors were part of the problem to begin with, because there is a such thing as overregulation.
Yeah.
That's what causes businesses to fail and causes shit to go overseas, because you have basically the reason you overregulate something is two reasons. One, you're wanting to make more money off of it, or two, you're wanting to shut it down and control it.
Yeah.
Think about it. And I'm gonna go off on a little bit of a tangent here. I know. What is his name? Sean? Is it Sean? Sean? Come on.
Sean Ryan.
Yeah, Sean Ryan.
Mm.
He's really good to listen to, but he'll make you scared. Some of the shit he covers, but he's always spot on. Great to listen to, and some of the shit he's got to share. But I keep hearing shit about what China's doing, these different things, and here's the thing. I would tell China no unequivocally. I'd say, here's the thing. We've got to coexist on the face of this planet, or we're going to wipe the whole planet out trying to kill each other. We can do this one, two ways. You can pack your shit up and go back to your side of the China Sea and do your shit on your own and mind your fucking business, or you can fuck around and find out. If you try to do anything hostile to those around you in your region, or our military, our assets, or Taiwan, we are going to fucking seize every fucking investment you've got in our country and give you the middle finger on those loans you gave us. Good luck on finding somebody to come and fucking claim it. See how fast your country goes in the shitter without us buying your rubber dog shit.
Yeah, you got a point. There is no other country in the world that buys more crap, pretty much useless crap,
Yep,
from China.
Do you own anything from China's quality? I mean, I'm just asking.
My iPhone.
Well, isn't it from Singapore?
Singapore and China.
Well,
Apple does business in China, and
I think
so
of Singapore and all that as China adjacent. You understand what I'm saying? Because iPhone is not going to allow China to put hacks in their software so that China can get in there and steal information. Like the highway shit they were selling. You remember that? They made tablets and phones and stuff. And what it was,
yeah.
the communist Chinese had a back door in the software where they could get in and steal all the information off of it. I bought my wife one of the tablets before I found that out. Anyways, it's not used anymore. I think I got thrown out. But yeah, I mean, the tools you get from China aren't worth shit. Look at the Craftsman stuff.
Oh yeah.
You can take an old Craftsman, say something that was made back in the 90s, early 2000s. It's built here. Take a Craftsman screwdriver or ratchet or something, and then take one that you just picked up at Lowe's and hold them together and see the difference. Chinesium is shit. The quality control sucks. You want to strip something out or tear up a fucking tool, buy something made there. Anything is made in China. I mean, I guess it's one thing if you source the material from China, but if it's made there, you're like rolling dice, man.
Oh, yeah.
You have no idea whether it's got lead paint, fucking radioactive. You don't know what the hell's wrong with it.
Yeah, you're fixing to round that wrench out.
you're gonna bust some knuckles, dude.
Mm.
Just my 2 cents. But the bad thing is, I know I'm on a tangent here, and I'll wrap it up. But I do a lot of work as far as contracting stuff, and I'll go in like a Home Depot or Lowe's, and I'm trying to find a damn American-made tool. Them some bitches are more rare than hen's teeth.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's really difficult. Now, worst case scenario, I'll buy something made in Taiwan. Hell, I'll buy something made in Vietnam before I buy it from China. And that's saying something. At least Vietnam's not communist, at least where it's coming from. But yeah, I mean, just try to find hand tools. And you can forget fucking power tools.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I'm fortunate that I have a damn riding lawnmower. It's a John Deere made in Tennessee. That counts for something.
Right.
But yeah. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox. I'm sorry.
No, that's good.
Got off on tangent there. Don't want to keep people no longer, before they get completely fed up and bail out. So, Sax, man, I'm going to let you wrap things up with some words of wisdom, brother.
Oh, man. Well, I think it still holds true right now. Don't trust your government. Get involved and stay prayed up. That's what I got.
Absolutely. To hinge off what Saxman said, no matter what happens, the good Lord's the helm. Now, does that mean he's going to make everything go away? No, but he will give us he's going to do one of two things. He's either A, going to show us the path to get past it, or he's going to let us learn some humility from it.
Yeah, wallow in it.
Yeah, it's going to be one or the other. So, that being said, keep the faith, pray to the man upstairs, pray that he looks out for the administration we got in place, the president, and keeps him on the straight and narrow. It doesn't allow him to get diverted.
Right.
I think he ultimately is trying to do the right thing, but we want to make sure that A, nobody kills him, because that seems to be popular, and that he's able to get rid of some of this blatant evil that's been running rampant for years.
Yeah.
Think how much better your life would be if you don't have to pay taxes on your federal income tax.
Oh, yeah.
Think about how much better you'd be if you're a senior or about to retire and you're about to get Social Security. Think about how much of a difference it would make if you didn't have to pay taxes out of that.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who work in the service industry, whether you're waiter or whatever, and your tips are no longer taxed. I mean, my philosophy is whenever I go somewhere to eat, and I know I'm on a tangent, I'll get off here in a second. I always try tipping cash.
Yeah, go
because
straight
that
to
way
them.
it's up to them what they want to report. Just saying. But I digress. That being said, thank you all for being here. Keep your eye on the prize. We're going to make it through. Hopefully, we're going to see some positive changes. And, we're going to try and be back here Thursday, God willing. It's just our schedules kind of get jacked up from time to time. I swear we're trying to get back 2 times a week, but it doesn't always work. That being said, thanks again for y'all being here. Y'all have a good evening, and we will see you on the flip side.
Good night.
Night, everybody.